Well, hello guys, I hope you're having a great day and welcome to day 5 of this Progress on Paintings Daily. Today we're going to be working on this painting. There's a bit of nudity on this video, so be aware of that. And we're gonna continue with this idea that I had. This painting is already started, as you can see. I did use a couple of photos for some parts to speed up the process, although I didn't record that part. This is something I started let's say, I want to say something like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think, way before doing the girl with the underwater thing. And this idea was a bit dead for some reason. I didn't continue with it, and that happens a lot. Sometimes I start paintings and never continue with them. And I found this photo of this girl, and I really like that lighting that she has on the face, so I'm trying to copy that. Basically, trying to match the same lighting that she had, at least kind of, as much as I can. Um, some of the things I don't like too much in terms of the lighting, like the lips, for example. But we will figure that out later. I'm not too worried about that. And if you have seen the other videos of painting every day, you will notice that this is a slow process, and it's basically doing changes and changes and changes until the image is done. Basically, that's kind of the what these kind of videos are all about, right? And to show you guys the process of making these paintings, at least on a format that you can watch the entire process really slow without going crazy and watching a 10-hour or 20-hour video or whatever. So here I'm using these butterflies as reference, but I'm so only interested in shape for now. And the idea was that this is the first time, or at least that's what what I'm trying to show. This is the first time that this robot girl is feeling these butterflies. Like, this is the first time she's in contact with this kind of creature, right? So I'm trying to kind of do something that looks warm and very pretty, like nothing, because the first, and you will see that later in another video probably, some of the ideas that I had first time going into this kind of style, doing robotics, robotic girls and stuff like that, it was looking too dark, and I was like, it doesn't have to look like that. I can do pretty things with this kind of topic, with this kind of theme. And that's when I realized that I can kind of blend or do whatever I want really with this kind of ideas. And I really liked it, the direction it took. So that's why I'm doing these videos. Like, I really wanted to show the process of making these paintings. And right now everything looks super rough. It's clearly the beginning stages of the painting. As you can see, I'm just picking some of the butterflies that I really like the shape, and that kind of makes sense, I guess, for where I want to place them. And this kind of a sketch is good enough for now, I think. Something else that I wanted to do on this video is fix some proportions. When I was doing that on my own, I didn't think of them as being bad. But then it's like, I noticed that there's the neck is just massive. Like, there's just too much going on there, and it should look less, like, smaller and thinner and more delicate. Right now it doesn't, so I'm thinking what to do there. And the background looked too simple. I just put those colors in to have something, but it really doesn't show anything. So I'm trying to kind of do something about it. And maybe I thought, if I add this kind of woods, sort of like trees with the light going through them. I feel like that's a good yeah, I feel like that's a good way to start, at least adding some detail on it. Obviously, as you saw on the videos before, this kind of progress is only like, I mean, I couldn't completely change that on the next video entirely and do another background, you know. So be open to this kind of changes when you're watching these videos, or even for your own work. I will say I recommend that. And something that I'm trying to fix is that right now, because I work with these references and they have different lighting, it tends to look really disconnected. So I'm gonna do a pass in a few minutes about like making a more orangey looking, more sunset looking, I guess, and a bit darker the girl, so it kind of fits more the what's going on with the background. I'm struggling a little bit for some reason drawing this best, and I thought it was the arm that was maybe too forward, so I kind of moved it back so I could like make that area a little bit bigger. But I'm not completely sold about the idea of showing her breast. I'm not sure, honestly. I have to still think about it. A smaller neck is looking better for sure, at least for me. And that thick, I don't really know the name of that. Not going to pretend I know that anatomy that well in English or Spanish too. So that kind of like muscle that went down to the neck like that, it was looking way too big, and I think I need some kind of maybe something smaller, or try to do it in another way. And as you can see, you have to, at least that's my recommendation, you have to be open to these big changes constantly, because you're only trying to make your painting better. Like if you want to just stick to what you have and continue with that, maybe you could be in trouble. So being open to do these big changes anytime is a good thing. I feel like you cannot do these kinds of things on traditional painting, so you actually have an advantage when you're working in detail like this. You have to wait for anything to dry, and you can do as many changes as you want and go back as much as you want. Here I'm thinking maybe I should add more and more butterflies everywhere, but I'm still thinking about that. Trying to give a lot of layers too, although at some point I really collapse a lot of them. So the main problem right now with the lighting is that the face, for example, has a white backlight, which is fine. I mean, it can be white, but according to how the light behaves, I guess it should be a little bit like way warmer, and also has a lot of subsurface scattering. But the subsurface scattering on this character is not the same as a human, because this is metal that is inside, it's not bone or flesh, so it's a different kind of subsurface scattering. I did put a little bit so it looked like it was showing through, but eventually I will have to figure it out what's the mechanics inside of the head, so I can make that subsurface scattering properly. And this is the kind of stuff I want to do with faces. I feel like this kind of cut that you can see just the front of the face like that is a it's plausible way of showing the inside of the head, or the head, the skull, and also the shape of the face. And I guess you will have a very similar shape as you will have on a human skull, but made of metal. Not so much like Terminator or something like that, which really looked like a metal skull, but kind of. So in the layers that I have for post-production, you will clearly see, when you see the final image of today's progress at the end of the video, that the white on the girl's face is actually a bit yellow for that moment, and that's made with the post-production effects, moving a little bit of the color balances and stuff like that. Right, so here I'm trying to add more and more butterflies, but the small one doesn't look so good, especially because I feel like this background is gonna be kind of blurry. So having blurry butterflies at the background, I'm not sure about that. But I think I definitely like to have more. I'm not sure is that many. It's gonna be okay though. Feels like too much now. This is the layers that I was talking to you about. And yeah, something thinner like that, I think it looks better, but I want to still keep my mind open. Maybe I will take that out too. But anyway, guys, this is today's progress, and I really hope you like it. You like this image, this idea, and see you guys on the next one. Thanks for your comment, for your likes. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Bye.